everyone, I'm Drinda and this is Dr. Pam, my sister. We're here to show you this amazing light and fruity drink. It's a clear protein. It's going to help you with your workouts before or after. That's right, it's a 20 grams of whey protein isolate. Now this is a better kind of whey protein because it's lighter and more absorbed quickly. So if you use it before a workout, it'll help you with your strength and your endurance. And then it also helps with muscle growth and repair after you work out. But it also reduces appetite and craving, so it can really help with your weight loss. And it's just really refreshing. Just helps you with weight management and gives you that energy and protein that you need every day. It's hard sometimes to keep up with the protein that we need. Yeah, so you're going to love how it tastes and you're going to love what it does for you. So if you're interested, check out Linda's link. Look for Clear. The name is Clear. Talk to you later. Take care. Bye.
Well, hello everyone. It's me, Snarky McAllister, right here on Happy Human. Now, this is going to be an episode of Happy Human, but I'm going to start all my videos with announcing that I have had to take down my website. Now, here's the thing. The past 4 years with Biden, or with the auto pen, the auto pen presidency has been rough on me and probably you too, everybody I know. And I just can no longer afford to have a website, okay? It costs a lot of money to have a website, you guys. If you knew how much money it cost, you'd probably think I was crazy. But I did it to fight the censorship. And I kept it because I was doing well and everything was doing well before, the auto pen. Anyway, but now I can't carry it. I can't sustain it. So what I've done, and I've been working on this now the whole time, because it's a new time, isn't it? It's a new day. This is what I say about eating and fasting and all of this, is that it's a new approach to eating. And that's kind of what the theme is the shift. The new approach to eating is part of the shift. And I'll get more into that. But first I want to talk about this website that I made. It's a blog spot. The link is at the top and will be at the top of every description. I went ahead and pointed McAllisterTVonline.com to this blog. I don't know, it hasn't done it yet. And actually, if I have any trouble with it, because it looks like I've done this before. I've had lots and lots of blogs, okay? So I know how to redirect a URL. But it's not working for some reason. It doesn't matter, because the URL for this is Snarky McAllister, and it's at Blogspot. So I'm just putting the link there, and maybe Snarky McAllister is a better name for it. Why? Because, I do snarky news. Why? Because the news actually is there because we're watching a show. And I believe a lot of what we're watching is fake. Okay, fake fear-mongering, outrage, everything. And so when you're trying to ascend and it's fake, I trust the plan. I know there's a higher plan. So I'm not going to be fear-mongering. I'm going to be snickering and, kind of laughing. I'm going to find the funny news. And I'm going to find all the funny things I can in the news. And trust me when I tell you, there's so many funny things. So really, I'm not, and I'm going to do some research pieces and put them, I'm going to do those too. So I want to do everything I want. And so I kind of combine these, but they are still two separate. They're separate, but they're the same. You know what I mean? They're inextricably linked. So we'll see how this goes, but I think this is going to work out really well. Now, my first post was welcome to my new blog. Hi, everyone. In case you haven't heard yet, I had to perform a radical financial downsize this month. After 4 years of Bidenomics, I simply can't afford certain things. And one of those things was my website. It was great while I had it, but great things cost money. I do believe a blog has a lot of potential, and I do believe that. I actually am excited about this. Because I can post recipes and I can post photos and other visuals and also link to channels that I like. So I'm going to be building this thing. It's probably going to be changing and I'll be talking about it at the beginning of all my videos. I'm excited about it. I'm getting ideas all the time. I've been working on this. I do have a background that's kind of fun here. It's not so serious, right? So if you go here now, I just posted this. So I'm going to go ahead and do this now because this was one of my ideas. I was going to go over these things in my video, and I thought, well, why don't you go ahead and make a blog entry out of it? So this is 10 foods that will help build leg strength and muscle endurance. So as you see, there they are. So I'll drop it in the blog. The recipe for this. That way you can copy it, and have a hard copy of it. You know how you go to copy a recipe somewhere and all these ads keep popping up over it and moving video is everywhere? I can't stand that. That's like Chinese torture to me. So there's no ads on here except my affiliates, but they're not going to be popping up all over the place and flashing and covering up the content and all of that. I can't stand it. I wouldn't do that to you. You can't ascend with all that stuff happening. 10 foods that will help build leg strength and muscle endurance. Bananas. Now, banana is not exactly my favorite fruit, but it's really good for filling your stomach. It's got a lot of vitamins and nutrients and minerals in it. There's potassium in bananas, so it's great for your legs. And it comes in its own package. That's what I like. They all do. They come in their own package. And it doesn't pollute the environment. Oranges, same thing, comes in its own package. So you can carry it around with you. That's my point. And oranges are rich with vitamin C. They're good for everything. It's the good kind of sugar, glucose, that goes immediately into your bloodstream, and it doesn't tax your body at all, any of this stuff. Bananas, oranges, almonds maybe slightly, but pretty much all of this stuff eases through the system. It's not clogging up your system or gooing up your system. Almonds, good for your legs. Who knew? And Edgar Cayce used to say if you ate an almond a day, a raw almond a day, you would never have any tumors or anything like that. You can look that up. Garlic, everybody knows garlic is one of the best things for you. I believe it helps your immune system among hundreds of other things. I love garlic. I mean, that's the upside to all of these things. Almonds, oranges, bananas, garlic. You can not only use them to build leg strength and just eat them on their own, but you can use them in your cooking because you're getting something that's helping to build your leg strength and your muscle tissue. Salmon, I eat salmon, not very often. I've really tapered off of eating any animals. It just seems like it's part of the ascension process. That you don't want to kill a bug and you don't want to eat animals. I mean, that's where I'm at right now. But if I do start eating meat, I will start eating salmon and shrimp and lobster. That's about all of it. And really, shrimp and lobster is not anything but fat, but it's filling and it does have some protein in it. Spinach is super good for you. And I'm going to try to come up with a lot of spinach recipes. I'm not there yet, folks. I got a lot on my plate right now. But spinach is one of the best, especially dark. The darker the green, the better it is for you. And of course, it has chloroform and all these other chloroform. Of course, it has chlorophyll. That's what I meant to say. Chloroform is how you knock people out and abduct them. No, chlorophyll, that's what I meant to say. And oatmeal, but they're talking about the kind that you buy and you make from, not instant oatmeal. It's not the same thing, but it's another thing I want to do, master the art of the oatmeal, because I believe there's roughage in there as well. And even if there's not that much roughage, there are ways you can add things to your food, like a little bit of bran, not a lot, where it just keeps that going into your system, because what you're trying to do is cleanse all the artificial goo that you've been eating, as we all have. Get it out. Olive oil. Olive oil is very good for you. And as far as I'm concerned, pretty much all the oils have replaced butter. I still do eat butter, but I don't get as much enjoyment out of it as I used to. And the fact of the matter is I prefer the oils now, and they're very good for you. And there's a lot of things about olive oil that I'll probably explore on this blog and in my videos, of course. They're going to mirror each other, or, add to each other. So dark grapes, now there is a grape cure. And Johanna Brandt, who had the grape cure and was curing people of cancer, I don't know if she used only the dark grapes, but different grapes also have different properties. And they're aggressive as far as if you're just eating grapes. Like if you just eat bananas for like a week, certain things, it will work on certain parts of your body. The fruit will. If you just eat oranges for like 3 weeks, that's a lot of vitamin C. It's a lot of acids. You're going to have to pace yourself. But the point is, oranges have certain properties that will work on those things, especially when you're not putting anything else to interfere with the process. If you're putting other things in your stomach and in your system, then your system has to divide itself between two different sets of minerals and vitamins and things. Oranges have different vitamins than, other fruit. So if you just use the one fruit, it acts aggressively. And a lot of people go on a fruit fast, but then Johanna Brandt brought this idea of the grapes, and that grapes ferreting out. The grapes are extremely aggressive if you just feed on them, grapes and water. It will go in and ferret out tumors, and then you pass them. So that's why you have to be diligent as far as elimination goes. And I'm not going to talk about that on this video, but I definitely will talk about that, because it's absolutely imperative that when you're fasting and dieting that you eliminate, because what you're doing is loosening up poisons and toxins and things. Well, they're going to be sitting in your intestines if you don't usher them out, okay? That's when you start to feel good, is once those things leave your intestines, that's when you really start to notice it. Is after a purge of some kind, whether it's an organically inspired purge or an artificial one. There's a gazillion different ways. You could even go to a professional and get a colonic, where they just completely clean out your colon and your intestines. But what you end up having to do is take supplements after that, because when the bad stuff comes out, the good stuff comes out too, so you need to replace that good bacteria. But that's also for another broadcast. What I'm trying to point out is, with this great one fruit, that she was able to cure cancer, and it was because of the properties of the fruit. So grapes are very good for you. And if you notice, when you eat grapes, you got to be careful that you'll get gas and stuff, stomach issues if you eat too many of them, because they are aggressive. And you've got a lot of other things in your stomach and in your system that they're interacting with. So that's why you have to be careful. And then lentils. Now, I have not been a big lentil person, but what I love about the Happy Human channel and this blog now is I get to try these things and find things. And if I see where, like one of the things I want to do pieces on is castor oil, because people are using it for their skin and all kinds of other things, and they claim to get really good results. Turmeric is another one. And Chef John has a lot of teas that he makes with it. I want to try all that stuff. So now I look at it as it's my job to try all that stuff and write about it and put down recipes and stuff that you guys can try it too. Another benefit this blog has is that I can post links to all different videos and information so that you can go check them all out and just keep it rolling, because I only got so much space on my description page for videos. Now, this is a video that I'm going to show you. I'm going to be doing a lot of these. I've got 2 of them for this show. One of them is my tree and my special place that I've built in my backyard this is where I go to de-stress. And somewhere I know you have something like this or a place like this where you can either go or that's near your home, maybe even take a walk in the woods or something, anything, just to kind of get close to nature. So this is my backyard, and I have this magnificent tree that I love. So I've really made a little place here. It's a little dog and pony right now, but I don't really need it to be fabulous, okay? It's just not my style right now. I'm on a budget. By the way, here's something that I've learned about my particular form of... 2 things. One thing my grandmother told me was arrangement is everything, which you'll see how I've arranged things here. But also, I used to laugh at her about that because she would spend all this time arranging things in the car, arranging things in the kitchen, arranging things. We'd be going from the grocery store to the car, and she'd be putting the bags in the trunk and then taking them back out again and moving things around. My grandmother, she goes, "Oh, honey, arrangement is everything." And I used to laugh at her for that. Too bad she's gone now. She could see me appreciating arrangement. She is dead on. Arrangement is everything. And I've learned that slowly over the years because I want to be productive. We want to be productive in life. We want to free ourselves up so that we can go for walks in the woods, so we can hang out with our tree, so we can do all of these things and not think about, go inward. And just really try to remember a time when you were a kid and you were just out there. That's what this whole thing is about, shedding the old. What use is it for me to have my mother's old cheerleading sweater from like 1939 or something when she was in high school? God, it's all yellowed and everything. Arrangement is everything. Remember that. The other thing is maximize your assets and minimize your debt. Maximize your assets and minimize your debt. So it's not just my website I had to get rid of. But when I do something like that, I look at it this way, that I am now making that much more money. The money that I was spending on the website, I'm now making it. It's in my pocket. It's not flying out of my pocket anymore. And so I had to take down another website, my crime blog, which was also there. But I had to get rid of that too. So now that's more money in my pocket. And so I can add so much more to my videos with this blog. So I hope you guys enjoy it, and I hope you guys enjoy this little video. So here's my little place where I come. Here's my tree. I put this bucket on here so I could climb up in the tree. And I can do it. I've already done it. I step on, see, I step on this chair, step on this table, step on this bucket, and climb right up in here. Look at it. Here's one of my turtle guards. I have guard turtles. Here's my seat, right here. It's a nice little place for me to sit, right there. Look at this tree. This magnificent branches everywhere, nests. This tree gives life to so many things. And then here I have my swing. And I can go over here, put my feet in the grass, and I can look at the lake with the birds and the lizards. Whoops. I just fell. Okay, now we got it. The birds. Whoopsies. With the birds and the lizards. They all seem to be gone this morning. And I ground here and I sit next to my tree. I can also go around here and I could sit on the ground, but there's ants. So I'm looking for a wooden chair or something, but anyway, I could sit here next to it, stand here next to it, and hold on to it, and look at the lake. And everything just goes away. Okay, now last video I talked about dry brushing, and I want to add something to that. Well, now I'm going to show you my brushes and also my rollers that I have. These things are freaking amazing. I can't even say enough good things about these things. I keep buying them and collecting them. And again, the dry brush massage, not only does it feel heavenly once you get the right brush for the right body part, because they have them for your face too, where you can exfoliate, but they're very, very gentle. So you wouldn't want to use the same brush on your face that you use on your feet, right? So I have a whole collection of brushes, and I'm going to show them to you now. And I keep everything in this basket, the rollers and the brushes, because I use this stuff. And I swear my back, I wouldn't have such great back health if I hadn't been using these rollers, this one being one of them. So let me show, I want to bring up about the dry brushing. The dry brushing also is good for your glands. It helps to, I think they call it draining your glands or whatever. If you get swollen glands and stuff like that under your arms in different places, the dry brushing is good for that as well. It has a whole bunch of healthy benefits to it, more than I can name, but I'll get more into that as well because it's a regular practice I have and I've benefited from it. Okay, let's start with this one. Now this I love. Oh God, I love this thing. So I've got it on the floor right now on the rug, and what I would do would be lay down on it. With the lower part of my back right here and my neck and my shoulders here. But you can lay on it any way you want to, any way that it takes to get to the place that you want to get. But as you sort of lay down on it, I did a demonstration of it, but once again, I was in my cleaning clothes, and it just wasn't that good. But I will do a demonstration of how I use these things, but other ways you can use them. But right now, I just want to introduce you to them. This one feels heavenly. Your spine goes here, and this goes on either side of your spine. You can also use this on your feet. Right here, just put it on the ground and sit in front of it and run your feet over it. And you could turn it around the other way and use this part for your lower back if you want to. Look, as many different ways as you can come up with, you can use this thing. So here's another brush I have. Now, you can use this one on your back. That's all I really use it for. It's softer bristle. Or you can just use it to exfoliate your back if you like a softer brush. I prefer the harder ones, but that's okay. This one's good too. And you just reach around behind you and scrub your back with it in the bathtub or in the shower. Or you can use it to scratch your back along with these guys. But I have another one. It's like... it kind of collapses and it's got a metal back scratcher hand, and you kind of pull it out. It's like collapsible, like a telescope or something. You kind of pull it out, and it's got this metal little hand on it. And oh my God, if you've got a bad one. So I didn't get that one out to show you. Maybe I'll show it on another show. But that one, that's for if you have a really, really bad itch. These are good, but they're a little too gentle. When you've got a really bad itch, you want to just sit there and scratch it. This little guy is real tough. This is the kind of thing you use on the soles of your feet. I mean, it is, you can't even bend these things. These things are like wires. But when you've got like, if you get hot poison ivy or anything like that, I get this thing out. My legs are bleeding by the time I get through with it, but it feels so good just to scratch it. Now, this one looks like it's dead. It needs mouth-to-mouth resuscitation or something because I've used it. It used to be in perfect form of a tube kind of thing. But you can see where I've used it so many times. And a couple years ago, I went to get another one, and I could not find these things. Anyway, I don't know what you even call this, but this is just amazing on your back. It just feels so good. This is my favorite one, by far. And you just hold these things, put it across your back, and hold these things in each hand and just start running it up and down around your back and everything, side to side. You won't stop. I'm telling you, put on a good movie and just sit there and do that. You'll love yourself at the end of it. You'll ask yourself to marry you. So this right here, this is just unbelievable. You put your feet on it. Okay, it's got rubber on the other side of this. It's got rubber treads, there on the other side. So you can put it on the floor and it won't scoot away from you. And this is for your toes right here. You put your toes there. And then these things are for the rest of your feet. And it's got an arch to it. So you put your foot on it and you just move your feet back and forth across this thing. Again, heaven on earth. Heaven on earth if you have problem feet like I do. If your feet are throbbing and everything. And again, you're in control. If it's a dull throb and you don't want to do, run your feet over this real hard, you can just lightly put it on, and just rub your feet on it. But sometimes once the circulation gets going, then your feet start itching. Whenever that happens, that's healing. Whenever things where it starts to itch, that it's healing, okay? And so when you've got sore feet and you're moving your feet back and forth on this thing, at a certain point they start to become numb and you start going faster and faster. And then it starts to really itch. You know, you can feel the blood going there, pumping through. You can feel it in your feet. And it's so healing. And so, yeah, I'll just sit there, put the movie on, and move my feet back and forth, get faster, 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 faster. And your feet are all red on the bottom and pink on it. All the circulation is going like crazy. And all the pain in your feet just goes away. It just starts to itch because it's healing, because you got that circulation going there. Highly recommend one of these. I don't know what you call it, but now this is called a Ma roller. I know what this one's called. This was my first one of these things. It's called a Ma roller, M-A roller. And you put, your neck goes right in here, right? And you can roll on this thing. Like you lay down on it with the back of your neck in here. And you can roll on it with your neck. And then you can also, this is what I do with it. I put it on my back. And I lay on top of it. And I use my feet to, I lay on top of it. And I use my feet to push my back over it. And again, you're in control. You don't have to do it hard. You can also put this thing on a pillow as opposed to the floor like I have it here. So when I use it, I don't want any resistance. I don't want this thing going anywhere. I want you to stay there and do your job and pound my back like you always do. But you might not like that. So in that case, you could just put different soft things underneath till you get what you like, what's comfortable for you. And use this thing. People, these things take the place of a masseuse. They really do. And you are in control. You know how masseuse, they don't sometimes quite get it. If your back feels good, but you still got this one place that they didn't get. Why? Because it's not their back. They don't know. You're trying to tell them, but they don't know. And sometimes, even when you're trying to tell them, it's hard to pinpoint exactly where the dang thing is hurting the most. But with this, you can roll your body around on top of it until you find that place. And then you go, oh, there it is, there it is, there it is. And then you lower your back down on it at your own speed. So this is the kind of massage, this gives you the kind of massage where it hurts, but you can just feel the stress going out of that muscle. It's milking the stress out of the muscle tissue, and you can feel that. And so it just feels so good. It feels like just your stress, just leaving your body. And it's all knotted up in this muscle thing. And this is how you get it out, right here, baby. Right here, baby. So, and lastly but not leastly, here's another one that I didn't get to show you that is a really good one. This one I use on my legs a lot. So do I use this one on my legs and my ankles. And especially around my ankles, because when I go out in the yard, I get bitten by things around my ankles and it itches. I use all these. And then here's a real, it's not a gentle, it's round. And I use this on my legs as well. All of these I use on my legs. This on the bottom of my feet. So these things have served me quite well. And I'm sure they will serve you. And here's a little video for you about my roof. The point of this video is that there's always another way, There's always another way. Here we go, up the ladder. It's my roofing. Now, if you notice, I got the Gorilla Tape on the side. People, this shit works. I am not kidding. This Gorilla Tape is amazing. And I've got some of these clippers clipping my tarp down. But my most proudest thing is getting these, I don't know what they're called. They're called backs or water splash or something like that. It goes under your gutter and it steers the water out. And these ones are heavy.
They're made out of heavy rubber. So that not only do they hold the tarp down, they help the water going down. And then I got these things, which are for lining a garden. It helps even make it go. It comes gushing out of the gutter now. And anything heavy to hold it down. And before you laugh, this thing survived Hurricane Ian, all right? People's roofs were coming off, but not mine. Sure, it was a little rearranged and that thing came off. But see, that side's not leaking. And I bought these amazing mats. Let's see if I can get it up close on this. Yeah, there they are, the rubber mats with the little grooves. Oh my God, they're so heavy. I got them at Ollie's for $9 a piece. I'm gonna cover the whole roof with them. Anyway, I had to show you this. Why? Because there's always another way to get things done. And here's the story. Go back here. And then we go look at the lake for some peace. I got the fire pit here too because I am a pyromaniac.
So you guys, I'm really proud of this. Now let me tell you what happened. My roof was leaking when I moved into this house. It was leaking a lot. And then we had some storms and stuff, and it just got flooded, and it was dripping all over the top. So I asked someone who had done some work for me if they knew anybody who worked on roofs. He recommended his friend, I forgot his name even now, Tom. It's like some kind of like character out of a comic book, Tom Danger or something. Anyway, it doesn't matter because water under the bridge, but he showed up. He said he'd do it for $5,000, do my whole roof. So I said, yeah. He wanted to get some supplies, and I stupidly gave him the money for the supplies. I gave him a couple $1,000 in cash. He left town. I told the guy that referred him, I said, what did you refer me that guy for? And he goes, well, I was just trying to help. And I said, well, here's a clue for the future. Next time you try to help somebody, help the customer, not the, I don't know whether he knows him from some kind of rehab program or what, but he stole my money. So, who's fixing the roof now? I am. I've had a couple of big men come over here, roof people. Can't be fixed, can't be fixed. You're going to have to tear the whole thing down and build a new porch. I'm like, no, you can put a tarp over it. So finally, I just said, I'm doing it. So I'm going to try all different things. Well, the tarp thing is working. And these things. And so I'm using these things to help hold the tarp down. Anyway, I did a video on it. I went up here and showed you what I did. And you can see the whole beautiful thing. The big, beautiful plan I have for my roof. Now, this is the Secret Covenant. And this is by the Illuminati. Headed up by Lord Rothschild and Rockefeller. The Rockefellers. There's 13 Illuminati families, but I think there's probably more now. Just the 13 that started it. But there's more family. There's certainly more of them, that's for sure. So it says the Secret Covenant by a group you dare not name. This has been out in the public eye for ages, but it's been suppressed. But I will continually bring this up in my videos. So the Secret Covenant, let's go through some of this. An illusion, it will be so large, so vast, it will escape their perception. Check. Anybody who thinks that this is BS, check. Already been done. Those who will see it will be thought of as insane. Check. Here, I'll do a Check. We will create separate fronts to prevent them from seeing the connection between us. So they're the KKK, they're the Red Cross, they're Child Protective Services, and you're going to find this interesting. They were ICE. That's why they're so mad at ICE right now, because ICE was the ones bringing the kids in. ICE was the ones bringing the, just remember, as above, so below. So, yeah, they are creating all different separate fronts to prevent them from seeing the connection between us. So it all looks like they all come from different groups, but they're just coming together on this one issue. Oh, they must be right. God. We will behave as if we are not connected to keep the illusion alive. Check. Our goal will be accomplished if one drop at a time, so as never to bring suspicion upon ourselves. This will also prevent them from seeing the changes as they occur. You blew it. We see you. We see you. Whap, whap, whap. We will always, but they did get away with this for a long time. We will always stand above the relative field of their experience, for we know the secrets of the absolute. They know how our brains work, people. And they know how to mess them up. And they know they're tricksters. They're not, they call themselves the Illuminati at all these things, the illuminated ones. No, they're tricksters. They're thieves. They're con artists. They're mimics. They're parasites. I mean, how many adjectives can I come up with that are negative to describe these things? We will work together. So that's their hive mind. Their hive mind is trying to mimic our collective, which is going to beat them every single time. Why? Because we are, how can I word it? Here it is. I had to find it in my notes. I have so many notes, you guys. I'm going to be pumping out some shows here because I haven't even touched the surface on my notes. I'm always busy. If you don't see me, I'm always busy watching videos, making notes, making shows. All my notes are right here. Coming up with ideas, testing camera angles. I was in my kitchen the other day videoing myself to see so I could, do cooking things and stuff. Yeah, they're never going to be able, their hive mind, first of all, they have to be tortured into it, okay? It's not like it happens organically. They all jump into the hive mind thing, or it all happens, it just happens. No, they have to be tortured and tormented into the hive mind through MK Ultra, We don't have hive mind. We are a collective. We have, are you ready? Quote, a spark of source. And we are exploring existence in human form. We are a spark of source exploring existence in human form. That is where the I am comes in. I am. I am that I am. Because we are a spark of source. We're part of source. And so everything we want, we already have. And that's what this ascension is about. Why? Because we are a part of source, a spark of source. We're part of it. So we have everything. But with all of this stuff going, they know how to take it away from us. Let me just simplify that. We will work together always and will remain bound by blood and secrecy. Death will come to those who speaks. Okay, so death will come to he who speaks. This is how they keep their collective mind. We do ours with love. They're bound by blood and secrecy and torture. And they'll kill anybody that breaks ranks, okay? We will use our knowledge of science and technology in subtle ways so they will never see what is happening. So this is going to be the first page I'm going to read here about the secret covenant because it goes on and on and on. So moving down here is where it starts to get real. We will use soft metals, aging accelerators. That's what we're eating, taking, consuming. Aging accelerators. We will use soft metals, aging accelerators, and sedatives in food and water, also in the air. So, any doubts? Any doubters out there? They will be blanketed by poisons everywhere they turn. The soft metals will cause them to lose their minds. We will promise to find a cure from our many fronts, yet we will feed them more poison. That's exactly what they're doing. How many people go into hospitals healthy and some of them never come out? And don't even get me talking about Rockefeller up there in Chicago, where they're in charge of all the hospitals. So it just gets scarier and scarier. The poisons will be absorbed through their skin and mouth. There's our skin. People get patches now. Why? Because their skin and the mouths. They will destroy their minds and their reproductive systems, which is what they really want. From all this, their children will be born dead, and we will conceal this information. Okay? We need a shift, okay? We need a shift. And I wanted to say this about, because I made these notes and it really resonated with me. So we need a shift in so many ways. But when you're talking about transformation and everything, yeah, sure, we're transforming, but the important thing is that we shift. So when talking about eating, these are the same people that came up with, oh yeah, you got to eat 3 times a day and have snacks in between. And they've got us mixing up foods in our stomach and all kinds of other things. So when you start to undergo natural eating and fasting, you need to make a shift. And I'm going to talk more about this the next time, but this shift is in coordination with all the other shifts that are happening. More natural food, more water, lots of water. I'm drinking water now. I'm drinking more water than I ever have. And I will go through my diet during the day. Now, this is my diet. And remember, I've been fasting. I also want to mention that if you have not fasted, you should definitely ask your doctor about it if you're on any medication or anything. Skipping breakfast isn't going to kill you, okay? And if you develop a lifestyle where you are kind of skipping and minimizing your breakfast, maybe opting for a smoothie, which is liquid, which actually does continue the fast. It just slows it down. Then you can do that, and you're going to notice things happening. But again, you've got to be sure to get your elimination down, which is another thing I have to talk about. I don't want to talk about it, but I do. Also, master the pause. When I say master the pause, I have this book that was written in the 1950s. It's called How to Live 365 Days a Year. It talks about emotionally induced illness. That's what they're doing to us. They're making everybody depressed. They're making everybody sick. We've got poisons floating around in our system. And we're being squeezed from all sides. So we're just negative people all the time. And our tempers are flaring. And we don't even know, a lot of this stuff that's going around, all the medications and hormones and things. And even for trans people, what are they doing? A lot of these medical procedures, you need to take steroids and stuff like that. So all of these things affect people emotionally, and we are a triggered society, and it makes us sick, okay? We're creating bad emotions. Our brain will then continue the job, creating bad chemicals that are out of bad chemicals, creating worse chemicals. They know this. They know if they stir the pot, we're going to get mad. We're going to help our own demise. And so in order to navigate this shift that we're making, you really have to shift your ideas of how am I going to eat now to where I can be comfortable and happy and have maximum health and be on a road. That's all you have to do, be on the road to fitness. You don't have to master everything at once. It's going to happen as long as you develop habits and don't get upset about it. That's the other thing. So master the pause. The pause, I experience this all the time, and I finally recognized it for what it was. I'll start to get mad, like in my head. Something will trigger it, though. And then suddenly I'll realize I'm mad. and I'll announce it to myself. I'll go, I'm yelling at someone who's not here. That always gets my attention. I'm yelling at someone who's not here. That's the pause. That's the pause. That's me opening the door for me to pause. So all you have to do is recognize what you're doing and ask yourself, why the hell am I doing that? Talking to someone who's not even here. Look around you. What's happening right now? Are you polishing furniture? Are you eating a meal? Focus on that. Or if you're like me, a lot of times, if you're justifiably angry, it might be a little bit harder to let go of. That's when you go out to the tree and look at the lake, or go up on your roof and put some of those rubber things up there. No, seriously, work on a hobby, do something else if you have to do it. But master the pause. Recognize the pause. Master the pause. The pause is what's going to save you. I should have had the pause that night I met that Karen in the parking lot that was trying to tell me that it was okay to park here now, but I couldn't come back and park during the day. Well, why are you telling me this? I'm not here during the day, It was so irritating. She just wouldn't shut up. If I could have just laughed at her and thought, well, because anything I say is going to be snarky, it's just going to continue it. Like, can I see your badge or something like that? Or thank you, Karen. Anything like that is just going to make it worse. Because that's Karen food right there that I'm dishing out. The best thing I could have done was realize that she was triggering me. That's the pause. This Karen is triggering me. That's the pause. Don't let it happen. So what you do is you go, thank you, thanks, and you just walk away. You just walk away. Leave her yelling and screaming behind you. Thank her and walk away. That's what I should have done. But I'm working on it. I'm working on it. It's not a skill that you gain overnight, but you got to master the pause, because these people are serious about this. They're not people, actually. And if you look at them, you might get a clue in that direction. So right now I'm signing off. I hope you enjoy the blog. Now here's a moment. I found this piece of wood. I didn't find it. The neighbors gave it to me. And they were in their 90s, and she collected rocks and wood. And I have them all here on my back porch. I've cleaned them all off. But there's this piece of wood, and I just love it. And a lot of times that's all it takes, is just to stop and look at the way the light is hitting a bench or a piece of wood or something like that. And after this, I'll be signing off. And I hope you guys are having a good day.